What's up, guys? This is a reading, a space that I've wanted to hold for a really long time. And every time I go to execute this whole idea, I don't know, I haven't been feeling it. And yesterday, as I was in the salon, I was thinking about all the things I love and what I wanted for my life and how I want to show up. And I feel like there's a big disconnect between, not a huge disconnect, but something was missing. Like, I love my spiritual practices. I live for teaching yoga and energy work and reading cards and like holding space. And then I really do enjoy the salon environment, especially now that I've taken a huge step back and I'm only working in the salon like 1 or 2 days a week. The space feels a lot better for me because it was a little bit much before. But I still feel this longing to merge both of my worlds, and in some ways I do. Like, the salon is, it's just me in the space. I rent with a friend, but we have our own rooms, and I feel like I'm able to offer so much of this work just by understanding the concept of holding space in an energetic way. So we don't even have to talk about tarot, we don't have to talk about magic, we don't have to talk about astrology. Like, I'm able to bring all the tools that I've learned in this magical energetic space to the salon, which has changed my life and has changed the way that I'm able to show up behind the chair. So even if my clients are not remotely interested, it's helped me to show up in this space in a way that doesn't completely drain me and learn how to set boundaries on an energetic level and kind of like call in the ideal clientele and the ideal hours. And like, I don't know, I feel like being behind the chair and also diving into energy work like 11, 12 years ago, I didn't realize how necessary both pieces were to being healthy in the salon space. So I have this vision of holding space for stylists and kind of teaching the same tools and practices that have helped me. And behind the chair is so magical to the people who are willing to be open, and for the people who are highly sensitive, especially when you have best practices in place. Before that, it's kind of draining, and like, I feel like that's why a lot of people don't make it very long behind the chair. Or there are people like the special breed of stylists who are a fucking shit show and who run on Adderall and too much coffee and love to talk shit and don't have this like overly sensitive part of them that has a really hard time being in that kind of setting. Because for me, that was not fucking cutting it. Like, I am very mindful and highly sensitive and incredibly self-aware, but also aware of like what's happening around me. And so a typical salon environment was like killing me. So if any of this speaks to you, welcome to this space. I have no idea where this is going. I'm going to do a reading for us today to kind of give us an intro as to what this space could be. And then we'll just see where it goes. I have a lot of wisdom nuggets to offer this space and some crazy fucking stories about the salon and energy work that I would love to share with you at some point. But I don't want to just like dump all of that on you today. So let's see where this reading goes. For those of you completely new to tarot, this is a collective reading. So before we tap in, I set an intention to connect with anyone who could benefit from this medicine. It's what I call this work, is medicine. So if you're here, just stay open. Every single word may resonate with you, maybe just a few. See what comes up, and I just ask that you give us the time to feel out how this relationship and this dynamic works. So let's see what comes up in this reading. taking a moment to just breathe while I shuffle the cards. Inhaling deeply into your belly and into your chest and allowing yourself to just be here. Just be in this space. So we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Nine of Cups. So we have all elements present, which I think is so cool. It does not happen all the time. I feel like right now you're clinging to your sense of stability. And you appreciate the stability. But I also feel like you don't see, hold on. You feel stable, like you feel established. Whoever you are established in your work. I also feel like your home life, and it feels like a routine. Like, not necessarily that you're happy, but you're like, or unhappy. You're just, you have something that's working and you're just moving. You're not, like, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to stress about it. My thing is, like, maybe you should spend some time thinking about it, like what actually feels good to you and what actually feels like it's aligned for you and like working out for you, versus what you're just doing to stay afloat. I feel like you're kind of at this point where there's a steady stream of income, where you have your daily routine, you have your schedule, you have your weekly routine, and you're just kind of like, you're not even thinking, you're just like doing. Then we have Queen of Wands, we have Five of Swords, and we have Nine of Cups. And I want to feel into this Five of Swords. The Five of Swords falls between the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups, which tells me that somewhere in between this like confidence and this sense of self, and somewhere in between this feeling of being really fulfilled, but also not being, there's like something missing. There's this part of you that is really cold. I feel like there's a part of you that doesn't have the capacity to pay attention to certain things happening in your life. Like I see you behind the chair, just like kind of disassociating. Like you're listening to what your clients are saying, but you're also not listening, and you're responding, but do you actually like hear what you're saying? Or are you just like kind of surviving? And I think that the invitation here is to kind of tune back in when you're in the workspace. So when you are behind the chair, maybe slowing down as far as being able to listen when people are talking and figure out who is in your chair. Who is in your chair? And who are you when that person is in your chair? Do you feel alive? Do you feel connected? When you are in the salon, the environment that you're in, do you feel alive? Do you feel connected? Do you feel aligned? Do you feel happy? And you might. And if you do, the invitation is to tap back in, because you're kind of disassociating right now because you are on this like hamster wheel. And if you continue this way, you eventually burn out or make enemies because you're kind of numbing out. And so you're not paying attention to what's happening around you. And I feel like there are friends that need you, or clients that need you, or family that needs you, and you're too far into this unending habit, movement, flow, but you're not like embodied. Like Queen of Wands is about being embodied, being all of the beautiful things that make you you, like not you numb and like just moving through life. And then for some of you, you're so far off the path that you are surviving by numbing out. By like, it is, I find it to be the worst feeling ever when I'm in the salon and shit is coming out my mouth and I'm not even aware of what is coming out my mouth. Like, I'll like tap back in, like tune back into the conversation. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, you don't mean this. Like, you're not even listening to what's coming out of your mouth. And I get it. At the end of the day, I'm fucking spent. But maybe it's best to just be quiet instead of like, just like talking. Or for a long time when I was really busy, I just, like, you just kind of lose yourself in all of the conversation. And I'm not saying it's the worst thing. I'm just saying at some point we get burnt out and we are exerting energy and being dishonest with ourselves, and it may not seem like a big deal, but fucking is. Like, every single word that we use is magic and it is important. And the energy that we exchange in the chair, like, God, I had a few clients when I was really busy in the salon who at first we'd hit it off so well. Like, one bad bitch to another, like one boss to another. And then ever so slowly the dynamic started changing, and I just felt this, like, these clients stopped listening to what was coming out of my mouth, stopped wanting to share ideas. And like, I just felt like someone that these people had no respect for, but they were fine with just coming in and getting their hair done and leaving. Some people are fucking fine with that exchange. I am not. Because by the time their 3-hour appointment is over and they have bent me backwards because they are extremely high maintenance and have no respect for me and don't want to exchange energy, like, yes, I understand they're paying you. But for some of us, again, that is fine. For some of it's not. And for me, it's not. It is not. It's fucking not. I would bend over backwards. I would show up 2 hours before my salon opened to take them. I would stay late. I would let them move their appointment as many times as I could because I knew that they were good paying clients. But when they came in, I was frustrated and emptying everything I had while they were in my chair. I can't live my life like that. I can't sustain like that. Yes, money is so important. It's so important. But is it everything? I truly believe that when we cut the fat in our clientele, we can make room for people who are aligned with us. Is it perfect? No. You have to remember, these people show up once every 6 weeks, once every 3 months, twice a year, once every 4 weeks, whatever. They can be whoever they want when they sit in your chair. We actually have no idea who these people are. Maybe with time, yes. But still, even if you've seen them 10 years for every 6 weeks, like, that's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours that they have to show up and be whoever they want you to perceive them to be. So when you feel drained, like, trust that. And some days are just like that. It doesn't matter who's in the salon, our vibe is just off, period. But I feel like when the same person shows up again and again and again, and you feel drained and you feel uncomfortable and you're not happy to have them there, no matter how many times you've tried to change your perspective or come from a place of gratitude or just take their money, sometimes it's just not enough. So the invitation this week with this reading is tapping back in when you're behind the chair. Tapping back in when you're in the color room. Tapping back in when you're driving to or from the salon. Tapping back in when you're answering text messages in between clients. Are you taking a moment to breathe? Are you overbooked? Are you charging your worth? All of these things are factors in how we feel behind the chair. Are you talking about things that you're okay talking about? Are you talking about things that make you uncomfortable but you don't want to make your clients uncomfortable so you don't say anything? Are you aligned with the values of the person sitting in your chair? Are they fucking racist and just saying shit that you're not comfortable with so you disassociate and tune out? Sometimes that's the way it is. sometimes there's like one little thing we just don't agree with and we gotta let it be. Other times it's like, why are you working with them? In the salon, who are you surrounded by? Are these people that really give a fuck about you and it's time to tune back in and be a part of the family? Or is it an environment that is just fucking hard to be in? And are you staying there because you're afraid and you don't know where to go next? These are questions for you to answer. This reading to me says that right now you have some sense of stability. It's not a bad thing. But that you're also needing to check back in. That there are things that need to shift before you burn out or wake up one day and wonder how the fuck you got where you are. Tap back in. If you want a one-on-one reading, you can reach out to me in the comments or in a message. I'll link my contact information below. Otherwise, I appreciate you being here. This Patreon tier will have my weekly readings in the community. Actually, I'm not sure yet. You will 100% have a weekly reading in this space in regards to the salon environment. And I'll kind of feel out whatever else comes up. And I'll keep a 7-day free trial on here so that you can get a feel of the space before you have to commit. I hope you enjoy. Yeah. Peace out.